Welcome to this explainer on what was, without a doubt, an incredibly dramatic 2026 World Cup quarterfinal. We're diving right into the 120-minute roller coaster between England and Norway. I mean, this match genuinely had it all, right? A Viking underdog story, an audacious strike from a teenage prodigy, a wildly disputed goal that sparked a totally unprecedented officiating scandal, and of course, Jude Bellingham just doing what Jude Bellingham does best. All right, here's our agenda for breaking down this thriller. First, the weight of history. Second, the Miami thriller unfolds. Third, the camera cable controversy. Fourth, extra time and heroes. And finally, number 5, the spicy aftermath. Section 1, the weight of history. You know, before a single ball was even kicked in Miami, there were these immense, wildly contrasting psychological weights just pressing down on both of these nations. This was absolutely the ultimate David versus Goliath psychological setup. England arrived as a massive pre-tournament favorite, stacked with Champions League winners, but they were heavily burdened by these massive expectations. Norway, on the other hand, a nation of just 5.4 million people, was basically playing with house money. They were riding this massive Viking wave after shocking everyone and eliminating 5-time champions Brazil in the round of 16. 60. That number right there represents 6 whole decades of intense pressure since England's 1966 triumph. Coming into this, their 11th World Cup quarterfinal, they were carrying this sort of nervous fragility. I mean, they'd only progressed from 3 of their previous 10 quarterfinals. History itself was literally one of their opponents out there on the pitch. Now contrast that with 28. An entire generation of Norwegians, 28 years, had never even seen their senior men's team compete on this World Cup stage until Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard's squad showed up. They were out there making history in real time. Moving to Section 2, the Miami thriller unfolds. Because once that referee's whistle blew, well, all that pre-match analysis went straight out the window. The match itself turned into this tense tactical chess match that just exploded into pure unscripted drama. So let's track the chaos here. In the 36th minute, Norway's Andreas Schjelderup capitalizes on this incredibly rare England's turnover and just buries a stunning left-footed opener. But then, deep into first half stoppage time, boom, Jude Bellingham finds an equalizer. Past the hour mark, there's a disallowed Norwegian goal that keeps the tension sky high right up until Bellingham's extra time heroics finally seal the deal. But honestly, to really understand the DNA of this match, we have to rewind back to that 45 plus 2-minute mark. Which brings us to Section 3, the camera cable controversy. We're actually going to pause our narrative clock right here to forensically examine what has turned into a genuinely unprecedented officiating scandal. We absolutely have to ask the million-dollar question. Did the ball hit the cable? Because right before Bellingham's equalizer, a totally routine goal kick from Norway's keeper went way up high into the Miami air. And as it descended, its trajectory appeared to physically change, seemingly clipping the suspension cable of a robotic skycan. So we find ourselves in this classic battle of the human eye versus corporate algorithms. On one side, you have the broadcast replays beamed to millions of living rooms that really appear to show the ball's flight path altering, which obviously left the Norwegian camp absolutely furious. On the flip side, FIFA's official statement pointed directly to their proprietary sensor data, claiming a big technological zero when it came to any actual contact. Let's break down how FIFA's connected ball tech actually works. Basically, there's an internal sensor inside the ball that produces a data feed, like a digital heartbeat specifically designed for tight offside calls. Well, FIFA claims this heartbeat never spiked. But this creates a massive unresolved tension. What exactly happens when millions of viewers see one thing with their own 2 eyes, but proprietary technology tells them they're wrong? And this matters deeply, because the rulebook is pretty much black and white on this. Respected former Premier League referee Mark Clattenburg pointed out that if a ball strikes an external object leading to a goal, VAR must intervene and award a drop ball. The fact that the VAR officials stayed completely silent? Yeah, that threw gasoline on an already massive fire regarding transparency and the blind spots of modern football tech. All right, Section 4, extra time and heroes. Setting the controversy aside for a second, the actual battle on the pitch pushed both of these teams to their absolute breaking points in that thick, suffocating Miami humidity. When you look at the numbers, you can see just how incredibly even this matchup was.
I mean, England barely edged out the possession at 53%. The shots were virtually identical at 14-13. And Norway actually won the corner count 7-4, which just proves their immense physical threat. The underdogs literally went blow for blow with a team full of superstars.
Ultimately, though, it wasn't some sustained tactical dominance that won it for England. It was pure, ruthless, individual brilliance. In the 3rd minute of extra time, Jude Bellingham reacted the quickest to a Morgan Rogers rebound. He smashed home his 6th goal of the tournament, completely cementing his status as perhaps the most decisive big-game player in the world right now. And yeah, breaking Norwegian hearts in the process.
Section 5. The spicy aftermath. Because the drama was far from over at the final whistle, the post-match reactions gave us this totally fascinating, raw window right into England's internal dynamics.
Rather than just celebrating a massive semi-final berth, England manager Thomas Tuchel delivered a remarkably blunt assessment right there on the field. He openly criticized his team's tactical mistakes and lack of sharpness, stating plainly that they had been lucky and needed to improve significantly. Talk about setting a high bar, right?
But it gets spicier. When Tuchel's comments were relayed to the match winner in a separate interview, Bellingham offered this defiant, one-word response: just whatever. Now, experts are viewing this exchange not necessarily as a fractured camp, but more as a sign of an uncompromising, high-stakes environment. It's this fascinating push and pull between a demanding manager and an emerging generation of world-class talent who are totally unafraid to stand up for their collective effort. Zooming out, what you should really take away from this explainer is how this single thriller acts as a perfect mirror for modern football. It exposed the growing pains of officiating tech when humanized conflict with sensor data. It really highlighted the exhausting impact of extreme climate on the summer game. It proved the global talent gap is rapidly shrinking, allowing a smaller nation to legitimately challenge the elites. And it put England's uncompromising internal accountability on full display. So, England is now heading to Atlanta to face either a resilient Switzerland or Lionel Messi's defending champion Argentina. And that leaves us with one final provocative question. Will this fiery internal tension, combined with 60 years of historical ghosts, be the catalyst that finally pushes England to glory? Or will it be the friction that tears them apart on the biggest stage of all? Thanks for checking out this explainer and enjoy the rest of the tournament.